What if I told you that a 92-year-old woman in rural Japan walks to the market every morning without a cane, without pain, and with a smile on her face? Most people assume she's just lucky. Maybe it's her genes. But here's the truth. It's not genetics. It's not magic. It's how she walks. And you can do it too. In fact, this one simple trick, used every day by Japanese elders, could be the key to staying strong, steady, and independent well into your 80s and 90s. So, why don't we know about it in the West? Why do so many of us lose mobility, balance, and confidence as we age? And what can we learn before it's too late? Right now, I'm going to show you the Japanese walking habit that could change the way you age forever. Let's take the first step together. She's 92. Her back is straight. Her steps are small but steady. And every morning, rain or shine, she walks half a mile to buy fresh tofu. No walker, no helper, just her, a straw bag, and a rhythm carved by decades of simple living. I first saw her on a quiet street in Okinawa, weaving gently between fruit stalls, bowing politely to the fishmonger. She moved slowly, yes, but with a kind of calm confidence that felt unshakable. When I asked how long she's been doing this walk, she laughed. "All my life," she said. "How else would I eat? No gym, no physical therapist, just a lifetime of walking. But not just any kind of walking. Her secret lies in how she moves, with intention, balance, and grace. At first glance, there's nothing remarkable about her pace. But when you watch closely, you see the secret. Her steps are short, her posture is tall, and every movement is deliberate. It's not exercise. It's life. And that's the magic. Because while many of us in the West wait until our strength is gone to start exercising, she never stopped moving. She simply never opted out. This single daily ritual, repeated over years, has become her strongest medicine. And the best part? It's a habit anyone can learn. Anywhere, at any age. The question is, why does this simple way of walking work so well? When most Western approaches fail, let's explore the myths we've been told, and what we might need to unlearn. In the West, something quietly tragic happens as we age. We start sitting more. We stop walking unless absolutely necessary. And somewhere along the way, we begin to believe that losing strength is inevitable. Doctors hand out canes. Children say, "Don't strain yourself." Society gently moves us from movement to stillness. And we accept it. But here's the truth. Our bodies were never designed to stop moving after 70. They were designed to adapt, to rebuild. But only if we give them a reason to. Let me tell you about my neighbor, James. He's 74, kind, thoughtful, and just a little frustrated. Every morning, he drives 2 blocks to get the newspaper. He parks as close as he can to the grocery store. He avoids stairs, even though he used to hike mountains in his 40s. When I asked him why, he said, "I'm just trying not to fall. At my age, one bad step could break a hip." That fear, it's real. But here's the twist. The very avoidance of movement is what causes the weakness. That leads to the fall. We wait until we feel fragile. Then we stop moving. Then we become fragile. It's a cycle, and it's not your fault. We've been taught that walking is exercise, that movement is optional, that strength comes from machines in a gym, not from your own 2 feet. Meanwhile, in places like rural Japan, elders average over 6,000 steps a day, without ever calling it a workout. Why? Because their environments expect it, because their lives include it, because their culture trusts it. If James lived in a Japanese village, he'd be walking to get tofu, chatting with the shopkeeper, and sweeping his front step. Instead, he's told to take it easy, as if stillness is safety. But the hard truth is, stillness is decay. Movement, even gentle movement, is what keeps us alive. So let's break the myth. Losing strength after 70 isn't inevitable. It's a reflection of the lifestyle we've built. And the good news is, we can rebuild it. In the next part, we'll explore how Japanese elders stay strong without ever stepping foot in a gym, by simply living a life built around movement. In rural Japan, no one wakes up thinking, "Today, I'll do my 30 minutes of exercise." They don't schedule movement. They live it. The morning begins with sweeping the front step, a walk to the tofu shop, carrying vegetables from the garden, stopping to chat with a neighbor on the way home. Each act may seem small, but together they form something powerful. A lifestyle of constant, gentle motion. There's no gym, no pedometer goals, no YouTube workouts with burpees and squats. Just life, woven with walking. In the village of Ogimi, often called the longevity village of Okinawa, many elders live well into their 90s and beyond. But if you visit, you won't see them exercising. You'll see them moving. One woman tends to her small garden every morning. She bends, reaches, lifts. A man walks to the community center to prepare tea for the younger elders. Children wave as their grandmother walks to the local shrine to offer morning prayers. This is not a workout, this is a rhythm. And what's truly remarkable is how invisible the effort is. No sweat, no strain, but inside their bodies, circulation flows, muscles engage, joints stay loose. By contrast, in many Western cities, movement has become optional. Grocery deliveries, remote work, elevators, leaf blowers instead of brooms. We've optimized for convenience and lost the strength that comes with effort. But what if we designed our days differently? Not to exercise, but to move, with purpose. Because in these Japanese villages, movement is not something to fit in between other things. It is the thing. And that's the shift that matters most. In the next section, we'll explore how one tiny walking adjustment, short, steady, and mindful, can rebuild your strength no matter where you live. It doesn't look revolutionary. In fact, you might not notice it at first. But when researchers observed how elders in Japan walk, they found something quietly powerful. Their steps are short, their pace is steady, and their mind is in every step. Let's break it down. Short steps. In the West, many of us were taught to stride it out. But longer strides often lead to joint impact, especially on the knees and hips. Japanese elders keep their steps smaller. Why? Because smaller steps mean less force with each landing. The weight is more evenly distributed, and there's no jarring shock up the leg. This one adjustment protects the joints and allows the legs to work in harmony, not in stress. Steady rhythm. There's no rushing, no sprinting to catch a bus. Their pace is calm and consistent. This allows the circulatory system to stay active without strain. And it keeps the muscles engaged for longer durations, gently building endurance. Think of it not as a workout, but as a moving meditation. Mindful awareness. Most importantly, their attention is in the walk. Eyes forward, shoulders relaxed, breath steady, step by step with presence. This conscious way of walking does something remarkable. It activates the stabilizing muscles, those small, often ignored muscles that keep us balanced, upright, and safe from falls. And here's the best part. You don't need to live in Japan to do this. You don't need a personal trainer or a new pair of shoes. All you need is intention and repetition. Because when short, steady, mindful walking becomes part of your day, it doesn't just support your legs. It transforms how you carry yourself through life. In the next part, we'll explore why consistency, not intensity, is the real secret to lasting strength after 70. If there's one myth that's hurt more seniors than it's helped, it's this. No pain, no gain. But in reality, for those of us over 50, especially after 70, it's not pain that builds strength, it's consistency. Not the once-a-week boot camp, not the New Year's resolution that lasts until February, but small, repeated effort, woven into your daily rhythm. Let me tell you about Mr. Tanaka. He's 87. Every morning, he walks around his neighborhood in Kyoto, stopping at the same garden bench to stretch his legs and watch the birds. He's done this walk for nearly 40 years. His doctor says his legs are as strong as someone 20 years younger, and not once has he worked out. What he did instead, he showed up. Every day. 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there. Steps taken not with urgency, but with care. This is the Japanese way, not bursts of intensity, but layers of gentle movement, stacked like bricks into the foundation of health. Western fitness culture often glorifies the extreme: sweat, push, strain. But that model burns out fast, especially for aging bodies that need preservation, not punishment. Consistency is quieter, but it lasts longer, and its results are deeper. Think of it like a savings account. You don't need to deposit $1,000 in one day. You just need to add a little, daily. Over time, the balance grows. So does your strength, because every short, steady, mindful step is an investment. In your muscles, in your balance, in your independence. In the next part, we'll explore how these daily walks also nourish something far more fragile and just as vital: your emotional and mental well-being. Not all healing is physical. Sometimes, what we need most is a quiet moment, a gentle breath, a walk with no destination. In Japan, walking isn't just about mobility. It's about mindfulness, connection, peace. Step by step, Japanese elders don't just move through space, they move through emotion. I once watched an 85-year-old man walk to a small temple just before sunset. He wasn't in a hurry. His hands were behind his back, and with each step, he whispered something softly under his breath. I later learned he'd done that same walk every evening since his wife passed. 10 years, same path, same pace. He told me, "It keeps me close to her. It keeps my heart calm." That's when I realized, walking is not just exercise, it's emotional medicine. For many elders in Japan, walking is the space between doing and being. It's a time to reflect, to breathe, to remember, to feel. Science backs this up. Gentle walking lowers cortisol, the stress hormone. It stimulates serotonin and dopamine, the chemicals that lift mood and calm the mind. It reduces anxiety and, for many, replaces loneliness with presence. And it's not just solo walks. In villages across Japan, elders often walk together, chatting, laughing, pausing to admire flowers. These moments of shared movement are more than social. They're sacred. They create a rhythm of belonging. Compare that to Western routines: treadmills with earbuds in, sidewalks passed in silence. We move, but we don't always connect. The Japanese way reminds us, movement doesn't just strengthen the legs, it softens the heart. And the beauty is, you don't need a shrine or a cherry blossom path to feel it. You just need to walk, with intention and with openness. In the next part, we'll talk about how to bring this lifestyle into your own world, wherever you live, starting today. You don't need to live in a Japanese village to walk like someone who does. You don't need a shrine on your street or a tofu shop around the corner. What you need is far simpler and far more powerful: a shift in mindset and a few gentle changes to your day. Start small. Next time you go to the grocery store, park a little farther away. Not because you have to, but because you get to. Walk slowly, short steps, steady pace. Feel the sidewalk under your feet. Let your breath settle. If you usually take the elevator, try the stairs for one floor. Not to push yourself, but to stay connected to your body. After dinner, instead of sinking straight into the couch, take a 5-minute stroll, just around the block. Let the meal settle, let your thoughts breathe. These aren't workouts, they're rituals. And when done daily, they begin to rewire your routine. Instead of walking as a task, it becomes a treat. Instead of exercise you have to do, it becomes movement you look forward to. Give your walks purpose. Walk to the farmer's market. Walk to the post office. Walk to visit a friend or neighbor. Because when movement is tied to meaning, you won't forget to do it. You'll want to do it. And posture, let it guide you. Relax your shoulders, lift your gaze. Feel each step as a gift to your future self. There's no stopwatch, no perfect form, only presence, only practice. And the best part? You're never too old to start. You're only one step away. In the final section, we'll bring it all together. How these small changes can protect your strength, your balance, and your freedom for years to come. For years, we've been told a quiet lie. That getting older means getting weaker. That loss is inevitable. That fragility is just part of the deal. But that's not what I saw in Japan. There, I saw men and women in their 80s, 90s, even 100s, walking with purpose, tending gardens, laughing with neighbors. Not because they fought aging, but because they embraced movement, not extreme. Not intense, just consistent, just mindful, just human. Short steps, steady rhythm, a calm awareness of each moment. That's the trick. That's the medicine. And that's the invitation. Because everything we've talked about, stronger legs, better balance, healthier joints, calmer minds, doesn't come from a gym. It comes from how you live. It comes from how you walk. So today, I want to ask you, what's your next step? Not in a month. Not on New Year's. Today. Will you park a little farther? Will you stroll after lunch? Will you invite a friend for a walk instead of coffee? Because that one step, if taken with care, could be the beginning of a rhythm that reshapes the next 20 years of your life. You are not fragile. You are not finished. You are a walking story, still being written, one step at a time. So go ahead, take that step. And if this video moved you, share it with someone you love. Because the walk to strength and freedom is one we don't have to take alone.